Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of what is yin yoga. In the first video, I talked to you about what yin yoga is, how to show up to your practice, and why we hold our poses for a bit longer. But in today's practice, I'm going to talk to you about what I actually bring to my practice with me, from what I like to sit on to the props and the accessories that I use. And we're going to kick it off by what I like to sit on for class. So I do use a yoga mat, but I want to just put out a disclaimer. If you do not have a yoga mat, absolutely you can still practice yin. Do not let it stop you, and I'll tell you why in a minute. In terms of the yoga mat, I like to use one that's a little bit cushier. I've found with yin that I don't need to have a lot of traction. I'm not doing a flow or sweating in a hot class where I need to be sticking to my mat. For me, it's way more important that I'm comfortable when I'm sitting in these poses for such a while. So I've gone as far as placing a really soft bath mat on top of my yoga mat. I think I got this one at IKEA, and it's so cushy and soft that it provides a really nice cushion underneath my hips, since I have a wood floor underneath my yoga mat. And if you do not have a yoga mat, like I said, you can still practice yin. Don't let it stop you. You could practice on your carpet, you could pull a blanket underneath your body, or you could even practice it in bed. So you have a ton of options, and it doesn't need to be a lot of rules surrounding yin and your yoga mat and where you're practicing. Just find kind of a quiet place to set up and throw whatever it is that you're going to sit on down. In terms of props, we're using props in yin so that we can bring the ground up to us, so that we can find the edge of noticing the stretch but not pushing it too hard. So the props that I like to use, I have a few of them to show you today and some alternatives just in case you don't have what I do. First off, yoga blocks is one of the standard things that you might notice in studio or just online when you're looking at props that you can buy for your yoga practice. It's kind of like a brick. It's really soft styrofoam, really light, and we use this to bring, again, the ground up to us and to support our bodies. You can use this on a variety of heights and angles. I like to find ones that are a little bit softer so that my body can sink into them for yin. And they do come in a variety of kind of textures, different colors, and different hardnesses as well. So this is a yoga block, and I wanted to share with you that if you don't have a yoga block at home, you could really make do your own yoga block by grabbing a stack of books and utilizing that instead. And I'm going to show you how to use some of these props, so I'll give you an example with books as well. One of the other different kind of props that you might notice, and something that you would probably have to order versus have around your house, is a yoga strap. We use yoga straps to assist with stretches. So maybe you would wrap it around your foot and allow yourself to walk down towards that leg and provide a deeper calf stretch, right? Because I'm flexing my foot, I'm pulling my foot back with that strap. That's just one quick example of how you can use it. But straps are used to assist in our stretches. So if you don't have a strap at home, you could grab a rope from your robe or some sort of string or ribbon that you have that's sturdy enough to be able to hold you up in the stretch too. Another prop that's been really useful to me within my yin practice is a towel. So this is a hot yoga towel. It's got a sticky texture on one side to go down on my mat, and this is made to really take a lot of sweat. I definitely wash this after every practice because it normally gets really sweaty when I'm doing a flow or a hot sequence. However, for yin, it comes in handy because I can fold it over a few times if I need to, or I can even roll this up and maybe use it to place underneath my hip in a stretch if I need to, or to lift myself up. I also quite often place a rolled up towel underneath my knee just to provide a supported micro bend if I need it. And some of the other props that you might notice are yoga bolsters. So these are basically big pillows that are filled with seeds that are really cushy, really kind of flexible, yet supportive for your body. So you can use these in a variety of ways. I like to sit on this bolster if I'm taking Seiza pose and sit hips to heels. This is a really great bolster to meditate on as well, or to come to Sukhasana in one of your yin poses. Some of these longer bolsters really come in handy as well to maybe be a support underneath your knees once more, or they can act like kind of a long pillow. So if I'm taking a forward fold here, where normally I might not be able to access that stretch and be comfortable holding it, by placing a bolster on my lap, I can ease into the stretch a bit more, and then I've brought the ground again up to me, and I'm more comfortable in it. And this is just a bigger version of that longer bolster that allows for support. And if you do not have a fancy yoga bolster at home, again, no worries. I would pull some pillows from your bed or from your couch. And I've brought a couple today to show you. So this is one of the pillows from my couch. I like this one because it's smaller. So because it's smaller, it's just a tinier surface that might come in handy. I can also use this one because it's a little firmer than my pillow from my bed. So it might be a nice just width to use within my practice. And I've grabbed my bed pillow as well. Having a cushy bed pillow is nice. It's almost the same width as my really big bolster that I use. So this one's good because it just provides that surface area, and it can also be rolled up if you want a firmer surface underneath you that might be a little thicker than a pillow from your couch. One other prop that you'll probably have around your house that I like to use is a blanket. Just any old blanket. You might see in some yoga studios Mexican blankets. They're beautifully, intricately designed, bright, colorful blankets that are a little bit thinner and then fold really nicely. However, this is just a blanket from my couch that I grabbed. It's a really nice, soft, kind of fuzzy blanket. So I might roll this up underneath me to act like a bolster, or even cover myself at the end of practice in Shavasana if I want a cover. So those are some of the props that I use. You can really, like I said, grab from a variety of different things around your house if you don't have the standard yoga props that you might find in a studio. Kind of get creative with it and take your first few yin practices just to decide what it is that you love and what your preferences are on your yoga mat. It might kind of change from pose to pose, but I think that you're going to start to find a consistent kind of variety of props that you love to bring with you. And I wanted to talk about accessories that I bring as well. So I have some crystals here. You guys know that I love crystals. You can check actually all these pieces out in my crystal boutique, but I wanted to show you just some variety of sizes. I love to practice with crystals during yin, and I use them to set my intentions with. So I'll choose a crystal that makes sense with the theme of my class or with the intention that I'm bringing to my mat. So if I'm feeling a little chaotic, I might choose a crystal that's super grounding and allow that to guide my practice both visually and energetically after I set my intention with it. If I had a larger crystal like this, I might place it near my crown chakra, so at the top of my yoga mat, or near my root chakra, down towards my hips, even towards my feet at the bottom of my mat. So I use these larger pieces just to place around my mat. They're also a really nice visual reminder. Whenever I feel my mind wander, I can come right back to gazing at that crystal and kind of settle back into my intention. For some of these smaller points, I place them around my mat, but I make them accessible so that I can grab them whenever I need and I want to place them on my body. And I'll use these smaller points placed either at my heart chakra, at my third eye chakra, maybe sometimes on my belly, or in my hands as I'm practicing. So these ones are nice to have around just because they're so small that you can kind of integrate them within your practice a bit more. And the other accessory that I wanted to mention that I love to incorporate into my yin practice is essential oils. I personally love and use Revive essential oils, and you can click the link below to find out a little bit more information. I will either place some oil maybe at my wrist or on the palm of my hand before my practice starts as I'm setting my intention. Just kind of rub it between my hands, give myself a little sniff, and just allow the aroma to take over and to kind of settle in, and again, to ground my practice. I might place it different areas of my body. And the other thing I will sometimes bring to my mat is an essential oil spray, where I might spray the area that I'm going to practice in or even spray it on my body. You can also use an essential oil diffuser and place a few drops of your favorite blend or your favorite straight up essential oil and let that diffuse during your practice so that you've got that beautiful aroma the entire time you're practicing, which is again such a great reminder of your intention. So allow yourself to choose your oils based on why you're practicing and let your intuition guide you with that. I hope that all of this information was really useful to you, and I hope that you continue to fall more and more in love with yin yoga. Do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions about yin, if you have any preferences for different practices you'd like me to offer up, or different things that you'd like me to talk to you about within yin yoga. I'll see you on your mat soon.